This policy where they say there's going to be no change in policy to their production targets or their production levels, is that believable in this transition?
Yes, in the short term, absolutely. Because if you look at the succession to Salman, yes, it is done. The royal family is behind him. Also, now there's a new crown prince, Merquin, who's also part of the family. Once he is deigned to be crown prince, he will then become the next successor. However, Salman is 79 years old, and there's been some concerns that perhaps their health issues. They've been reported throughout the news. And Merquin's also about 70 years old. So then the third issue is, what happens then? Then you're looking at all the grandsons, and then you're looking at a lot of princes vying for power. Richard Malson of Energy Aspect says that's going to happen behind the scenes, but a lot of factions, a lot of princes are going to be vying for who's going to be the next king, but hopefully they'll come out and then be very stable in who will be the next successor, because they don't want to roil the oil markets, because this oil policy is the long game for Saudi Arabia.
It is, but how long can they hold out, right? I mean, it's costing them a lot of money with oil prices this low.
Right. I was talking to Alistair Newton over at Nomura, and he basically said, look, they're losing about $180 billion a year. That's their fiscal deficit per year based on current oil prices. That's $500 million a day. Again, it's the long game. They have a lot of foreign reserves they get to draw on. They knew this was the issue going in. But if you have a succession problem, especially with the next generations, how long will they be able to sustain that? Oil is 46% of their GDP.
And Saudi Arabia, I mean, this whole sort of, I want to say, shock perhaps that people had that they weren't going to cut back their production levels. How much of that has already been priced in now in oil prices?
Ooh, that is a good question. Well, that was sort of the knee-jerk reaction to the oil market, but now it's a question of when the production is really going to be cut back here in the U.S. And we did see storage really mount here in the U.S. yesterday for the highest level since March 2001. So that it is having an immediate impact. But when I talk to analysts, they say it's really the back half of the year we're going to see production really start to cut, which should then put a floor under oil prices. But really, for Saudi Arabia, regardless of what winds up happening to the price, they have said, we are sticking to this. We don't care. We have the oil minister, Al-Naimi, who says, I don't care if oil is $20 a barrel. We're sticking to this game.
All right, Alex, thank you so much. Great to have you back. Alix Steele of Bloomberg Television.